Vice President's going to Georgia today. The DC media is obsessed with the messaging and how they're shifting from talking about the big, beautiful bill. You can put up one of 10, please. It's Fox 5 in Atlanta. Vice President J.D. Vance visiting Metro Atlanta on Thursday. That's today. The messaging, not the big, beautiful bill, but now they're talking about tax cuts for working families. And if John Ossoff had his way, taxes would have gone up in working families. To me, this is a little bit silly because it's really about the economy, right? People in Georgia don't care about the mechanics of the bill. They just want the economy to be better. So where do we stand on that? Walmart today reporting their earnings and talking about where things stand. 118, please. Obviously, massive retailer, biggest in the world, I believe, or at least in the West. Walmart hikes sales and earnings outlook. Good news, even as it says tariff costs are rising. Walmart, like Target, everybody else, have done their best to not raise prices, not just because they don't want to piss off the White House, but because they don't want to lose their connection to their customers who expect everyday low prices. But they make it clear, and I keep saying it, we're in the back to school buying now. Then Halloween, then Thanksgiving, then Christmas. It's a really important time to get a sense of where things stand. And the president and the vice president have a lot at their disposal to be able to sell this. They've got bigger coffers. They've got the megaphone of the White House. They've got lots of surrogates. So, Larry, how's the economy doing?
I think the economy, considering all of the panic attack that everyone has been experiencing and screaming about and pulling all the fire alarms about since the tariff announcement, the tariffs have been in place. We've had a couple of months now where we're looking at potentially a surplus after June. We'll see what the July numbers are. Those numbers are fine. The market seems to be fine. Prices have stabilized. Inflation has stabilized. Jobs are pretty much right where you would want them to be. This is a healthy economy. And despite the fact that he's actually been able to implement some fundamental changes on how we deal with trade issues with foreign countries, he's gotten results. And I'm thrilled that they're no longer calling this thing the big, beautiful bill. I've been saying forever, this is a tax cut bill. It's a tax cut bill, and emphasize the tax cuts and how money's going back into the economy in the hands of the American people. That's always successful for a Republican. So, I think things are flying high right now. And I remember watching this show, and I was told that just wait till back to school comes and all those prices are going to be sky high. Well, it didn't happen, guys.
Well, but Walmart says it's going to happen. Dan, rain on Larry's parade. Be Mr. Gloom and Doom. Talk down the economy.
I'm not going to be gloom and doom.
Root for America to fail. No,
I think I'll talk realistically. Two things on the big beautiful bill. I think what's interesting is, as you say, they're pivoting to the tax message. The joke is obviously the two guarantees in life are death and taxes. Ossoff's response was, well, we've had 11 rural hospitals close in Georgia. Full stop. So the whole campaign is going to be the access to hospitals and healthcare versus taxes. That's your frame. Which one do you kind of value more? And we'll see who wins that tug of war. As you say, the GOP has way more money, and they feel pretty confident that polling shows that message is a winner, and Democrats feel extremely confident of their messaging. On the economy, I think the challenge that Trump has and the Republicans have is when Trump came in 1.0, for all of his talk that the economy was horrible from Obama, it wasn't. He inherited a pretty good economy and he made it better. So when he said things were great, we're doing terrific, he had facts and people felt it because they didn't feel that things were really bad before he got there. The problem now is he inherited a wobbly economy and it's still wobbly. So, Larry, when you say inflation is under control, one, the facts don't bear that out. Last month, it went up almost a full point in 1 month, right? Two, voters don't feel that way. Now, you can tell them, as Joe Biden tried to do, it's not that bad, but that's not how voters feel. Yeah. And so the longer Trump and the GOP keep saying it's the greatest economy ever, things are fantastic, you start to look utterly tone deaf. And Karl Rove has started warning about this. It's a fine line between, hey, it's getting better. We're putting the pieces in place, Larry, as you said, like the EU trade. Okay, we have some details now. Still don't have a deal, but we have some details of the handshake. You got to be careful. Voters don't feel it.
Yeah, well, they do feel it when so much of the strategy here has been energy. All the energy costs that have been the root of so many of the inflationary disasters that we've felt over the last several years. Trump said this on the campaign trail. We start on day one with drilling, bringing the cost down, becoming energy independent. That does not happen overnight. And by the way, I haven't heard Republicans or Trump say this is the best economy ever. I didn't say that. I said that
he has.
It's
He
stabilized.
is the golden era. This is the greatest.
He said that on the first day of the presidency.
No, he said it just the other day.
And of course he still says it because he's a leader and he's giving us a vision to strive for. But they're not saying it's the best ever. We're moving in that direction. And energy costs, the American people are feeling that on a regular basis. And that's it. Do you remember a summer like this where gas prices actually went down?
Well, but Larry, you don't want to hang your hat on gas prices that move like the stock market like this, right? They were low for a period under Biden, then they were high for a period under Biden. Again, Larry,
they were only low under Biden when he tapped into our strategic petroleum reserves, Dan, and you know.
All right, exit question, mandatory exit question. On the eve of the midterms, 2026, will the economy be booming or busting? Booming or busting? Dan Turntine.
I honestly don't know. I'd
mandatory
say
prediction.
I'll say booming, but I don't know.
Larry O'Connor, boom or bust?
He does know booming.
Okay, well, that'll be interesting if true. All right.
Want more great clips like that? I've got an idea. Hit the subscribe button, be part of the Two-Way community, never miss a clip, and you can always watch our full episodes, join them live, go to twoway.tv.